A Friend of the Earth by T. Carruthers Boyle. Copyright 2000 by T. Carruthers Boyle. This full-length reading was published by arrangement with the author and was produced in 2000 by Books on Tape Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. This book has 271 pages and is read by Scott Brick. Should you have any questions about this recording, please call the customer service number shown on the package for information or assistance. The following material appears on the dust jacket of the book. In his eighth novel, T.C. Boyle blends idealism and satire in a story that addresses the ultimate questions of human love and the survival of the species. It is the year 2025, and Tyrone O'Shaughnessy Tidewater is eking out a bleak living in Southern California, managing a pop star's private menagerie of the species only a mother could love. Scruffy hyenas, jackals, warthogs, and 3 down-at-the-mouth lions. Global warming is a reality. The biosphere has collapsed in a grim but pointed way, and most of the major mammalian species, not to mention fish, birds, and frogs, are extinct. At one time, as we see in alternating chapters, Ty was a passionate environmentalist, so committed to saving the Earth that he became an ecoterrorist and ultimately a convicted felon. As a member of the radical environmental group Earth Forever, he unwittingly endangered both his wife, Andrea, and his daughter, Sierra, who herself became an icon of the movement as an inveterate tree-sitter in the late 90s. Now, when he's just trying to survive in a world torn by obdurate storms and winnowing drought, Andrea comes back into his life. Both gritty and surreal, A Friend of the Earth represents a high watermark in Boyle's career. His deep streak of social concern is effortlessly blended here with real compassion for his characters, and the spirit of sheer, exhilarating playfulness readers have come to expect of his work. T.C. Boyle is the author of Riven Rock, The Tortilla Curtain, The Road to Wellville, East is East, World's End, winner of the PEN/Faulkner Award, Budding Prospects, Water Music, and 5 collections of stories. In 1999, he was the recipient of the PEN/Malamud Award for short fiction. His stories appear regularly in major American magazines, including The New Yorker, Harper's, GQ, Esquire, and Playboy. He lives near Santa Barbara, California. T.C. Boyle's website is www.tcboyle.com. Every spirit builds itself a house, and beyond its house a world, and beyond its world a heaven. Know, then, that the world exists for you. Ralph Waldo Emerson, Nature. The earth died screaming while I lay dreaming. Tom Waits, The Earth Died Screaming. Prologue. Santa Ynez, November 2025. I'm out feeding the hyena her kibble and chicken backs and doing what I can to clean up after the latest storm when the call comes through. It's Andrea. Andrea Knowles Cotton Tidewater, my ex-wife. My wife of 1,000 years ago, when I was young and vigorous and relentlessly virile. The woman who routinely chained herself to cranes and bulldozers and $700,000 Feller buncher machines back in the time when we thought it mattered. The woman who helped me raise my daughter. The woman who made me crazy. Jesus Christ. If somebody has to come, why couldn't it be Tio? He'd be easier. Him I could just kill. Bang, bang. And then Lily would have something more than chicken backs for dinner. Anyway, there are trees down everywhere, and the muck is tugging at my gumboots like a greedy, sucking mouth. A mouth that's going to pull me all the way down eventually, but not yet. I might be 75 years old, and my shoulders might feel as if they're attached to the joint with fishhooks, but the new kidney they grew me is still processing fluids just fine, thank you, and I can still outwork half the spoon-fed cretins on this place. Besides, I have skills. Special skills. I'm an animal man, and there aren't many of us left these days, and my boss, Maclovio Pulchris, appreciates that. And I'm not name-dropping here, not necessarily, just stating the facts. I manage the man's private menagerie, the last surviving one in this part of the world, and it's an important, scratch that, vital, reservoir for zoo cloning and the distribution of what's left of the major mammalian species. And you can say what you will about pop stars, or the quality of his music, or even the way he looks when he takes his hat and sunglasses off. And you can see what a ridiculous little crushed nugget of a head he was born with. But I'll say this. He's a friend of the animals. Of course, there isn't going to be anything left of the place if the weather doesn't let up. It's not even the rainy season, or what we used to qualify as the rainy season as if we knew anything about it in the first place. But the storms are stacked up out over the Pacific like pool balls on a billiard table and not a pocket in sight. 2 days ago, the wind came up in the night, ripped the roof off of one of the black pens, and slammed it like a giant frisbee into the Lupine Hill condos across the way. Mac didn't particularly care about that. Nobody's insured for weather anymore, and any and all lawsuits are automatically thrown out of court, so don't even ask. But what hurt was the fact that the Patagonian fox got loose, and that's the last native-born individual known to be in existence on this worn-out planet, and we still haven't found the thing. Not a clue. No tracks, no nothing. She just disappeared as if the storm had picked her up like Dorothy and set her down in the place where the extinct carnivores of all the ages run riot through fields of hobbled game. Or in the middle of a freeway where to the average motorist she'd be nothing more than a dog on stilts. The pangolins, they're gone too, and less than 50 of them out there in the world. It's a crime, but what can you do? Call up the search and rescue? We've all been hit hard. Floods, winds, thunder and lightning, even hail. There are plenty of people without roofs over their heads, and right here in Santa Barbara County, not just Los Angeles or San Jose Francisco. So Lily, she's giving me a long, steady look out of the egg yolks of her eyes, and I'm lucky to have chicken backs, what with the meat situation lately, when the pictophone rings. Think Dick Tracy, because the whole world's a comic strip now. The sky is black, not gray, black, and it can't be past 3 in the afternoon. Everything is still, and I smell it like a gathering cloud. Death. The death of everything. Hopeless and stinking and wasted. The pigment gone from the paint gone from the buildings. Cars abandoned along the road, and then it starts raining again. I talk to my wrist. No picture, though. The picture button is set firmly and permanently in the off position. Why would I want to show this wreck of a face to anybody? Yeah, I shout, and the rain is heavier, wind-driven now, snapping in my face like a wet towel. Ty? The voice is cracked and blistered like the dirt here when the storms move on to Nevada and Arizona and the sun comes back to pound us all with its unfiltered melanomic might. But I recognize it right away, 20 years notwithstanding. It's a voice that does something physical to me, that jumps out of the circumambient air and seizes hold of me like a thing that lives off the blood of other things. Andrea? Andrea Cotton? Half a beat. Jesus Christ, it's you, isn't it? Soft and seductive, the wind rising, Lily fixing me from behind the chicken wire as if I'm the main course. No picture for me? What do you want, Andrea? I want to see you. Sorry, nobody sees me. I mean in person, face to face, like before. Rain streams from my hat. One of the sorry inbred lions starts coughing its lungs out, a ratcheting, oddly mechanical sound that drifts across the weed lot and ricochets off the monolithic face of the condos. I'm trying to hold back a whole raft of feelings, but they keep bobbing and pitching to the surface, threatening to break loose and shoot the rapids once and for all. What for? What do you think? I don't know. To run down my debit cards? Fuck with my head? Save the planet? Lily stretches, yawns, shows me the length of her yellow canines and the big, crushing molars in the back. She should be out on the veldt, cracking up giraffe bones, extracting marrow from the vertebrae, gnawing on hoofs. Except that there is no veldt, not anymore, and no giraffes either. Something unleashed in my brain shouts, "It's Andrea!" And it is. Andrea's voice coming back at me. "No, fool," she says. "For love." I am a fool in 1,000 hats and guises, and the proof of that is that I agree to see her, with hardly any argument and the paltriest spatter of foreplay, the old voice banging around inside my head like a fist with a gnawed bone in it. And how long has it been? Exactly, now. Since '02 or '03 anyway. We used to climb mountains together, dance till the music...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?